The Sheik, Edward George Farhat, was a professional wrestler whose career spanned from 1949 to 1998. Known for his wild and hardcore style, he became an international sensation, particularly famous for his Sheik gimmick. He was born in 1926 in Lansing, Michigan, to Lebanese immigrants. Ed Farhat became one of the most iconic and controversial figures in professional wrestling, particularly in the Detroit territory. After serving in the U.S. Army during World War II, Farhat began his wrestling career in 1949. By the early 1950s, he adopted the persona of the Sheik, a wild and villainous Arab character billed from Syria. In Detroit, the Sheik became a major box office attraction and the primary force behind big-time wrestling, which he also owned and promoted. From the 1950s through the 1970s, the Sheik dominated the Detroit wrestling scene. His matches were known for their extreme violence and hardcore elements, which were ahead of their time. He frequently used foreign objects, including pencils and fire, using magician's flash paper, to attack his opponents, drawing intense heat from the crowds. The Sheik's feud with Bobo Brazil is legendary in Detroit wrestling history, lasting for over 3 decades and consistently drawing large and passionate audiences to venues like Cobo Hall and the Olympia. Their rivalry was a classic good versus evil storyline that captivated fans. Despite portraying a menacing and often silent villain who seemingly couldn't speak English, he was actually American-born. The Sheik was a shrewd businessman and a dedicated promoter. He understood how to generate excitement and cultivate a loyal fan base in Detroit. He was fiercely protective of his character and maintained kayfabe, which is the portrayal of wrestling as real outside the ring. While he gained significant fame in Detroit, the Sheik also wrestled in various other territories, including stints in the Worldwide Wrestling Federation WWF, which is now the WWE, where he had memorable rivalries. He also toured Japan and Canada, achieving considerable success. In Detroit, the Sheik was a 16-time NWA United States Heavyweight Champion, a testament to his dominance in the region. He is considered a pioneer of hardcore wrestling, and his influence can be seen in the more extreme styles that emerged later in the sport. Here are some of his most notable matches and feuds. Feud with Bobo Brazil. This was arguably the Sheik's most famous and longest-running rivalry, starting in his own big-time wrestling promotion in Detroit and expanding across the country. Their matches, often for the Sheik's version of the United States Championship, frequently sold out Cobo Hall. This feud was a highlight in various territories, including Memphis and Los Angeles. Matches against Bruno Sammartino. The Sheik had a series of intense matches against the then WWF champion Bruno Sammartino in the late 1960s. They faced each other multiple times at Madison Square Garden, engaging in brutal contests, including a Texas death match. Their bouts in Boston also drew massive crowds, even after a major snowstorm. Rivalry with Freddie Blassie. In Los Angeles, the Sheik had a heated feud with classy Freddie Blassie. Their encounters were known for their violence, including several steel cage matches at the Grand Olympic Auditorium. Feud and tag team with Abdullah the Butcher. The Sheik had a long and complex relationship with Abdullah the Butcher. They were often allies, forming a formidable and violent tag team, especially in Japan. They also engaged in bloody and chaotic feuds against each other in both Japan and the United States. One particularly memorable match in Birmingham, Alabama saw their brawl spill out into the street, stopping traffic. Matches in Toronto. From 1969, the Sheik had an impressive undefeated streak of 127 matches at Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto. During this period, he defeated numerous top stars, including Whipper Billy Watson, Lou Thesz, Bruno Sammartino, and even Andre the Giant early in Andre's North American career. Fire Death Match versus Atsushi Onita and Tarzan Goto. In a particularly extreme match in Japan, the Sheik teamed with his nephew Sabu against Atsushi Onita and Tarzan Goto in a fire death match, where the ring ropes were replaced with flaming barbed wire. Teaming with Dick the Bruiser and Bull Curry. During his time in the WWF, the Sheik frequently teamed with fellow rule breakers Dick the Bruiser and Bull Curry, engaging in tag team feuds against Mark Lewin and Don Curtis, as well as the popular duo of Antonino Rocca and Miguel Perez. Matches against Dory and Terry Funk. In Japan, the Sheik often faced the legendary Funk brothers. A specific tag team match where the Sheik and Abdullah the Butcher faced Dory and Terry Funk, with Terry fighting valiantly with his arm in a sling, is credited with turning the Funks into fan favorites in Japan. Signature moves. The Sheik was known for several impactful and often illegal moves, including camel clutch, a submission hold where he would kneel on his opponent's back while pulling back on their head; Sheik's choke, a basic but effective choking maneuver, often using illegal tactics; Arabian backbreaker, a backbreaker maneuver; fireball, his most infamous move, where he would seemingly produce a ball of fire using flash paper and throw it at his opponent's faces. Nicknames. Throughout his career, the Sheik was known by several monikers that reflected his persona: the Sheik of Araby, the original Sheik, King of Detroit, the Arabian Madman. The Sheik's willingness to embrace a villainous character and his pioneering use of hardcore wrestling tactics made him a major draw and a lasting influence on the professional wrestling world. The Sheik continued to wrestle and promote in Detroit into the 1980s and early 1990s, eventually retiring from in-ring competition in 1998. He passed away in 2003 and was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame, recognizing his significant contributions to the wrestling industry, particularly his indelible mark on professional wrestling in Detroit. His legacy as a fearsome and influential figure in the history of the sport endures.